Hello, I'm Gaz from Full Time Devils. I'm with Rob from Blue Moon Rising TV. Now, we're going to be discussing who is the better player. Ballon d'Or nominated Champions League and multiple La Liga winner Di Maria or David Silva. What do you think, Rob?
I think for me, they're probably two of the best two players in the league. So it's
In the world.
In the world, yeah. It's a very difficult one, and they're also very different, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? Like Di Maria is very quick, very direct, which is another thing I think United really needed, and he's a great crosser of the ball. Whereas Silva, very much a number 10. That's where he's best for me. He's a number 10. So, sort of floating around, linking the play. I mean, if you watch him for City, all the other City players look for him all the time.
Okay, now you say that, and we're talking ahead of the Manchester derby. Now, in your last game against West Ham where you lost, a lot of people were saying, why is Silva being played out wide on that position? Yeah. He's not good in that position. And for me, it just feels like Di Maria can play out wide. He can play number 10. He can play centre mid. He got man of the match in the Champions League final playing centre mid. Do you think that Di Maria's slightly more versatile?
No, I mean, Silva's good on the left, but I think the City fans are arguing he's better as a number 10, which is probably true. I think the interesting thing about Silva as well is that he's not particularly quick, or he can't shoot from outside the box, and he's pretty much one-footed.
So give me a bit of ammunition.
And the fact that he's still the best player in the league, or one of the best players in the league, is testament to the fact that he's a very intelligent player, and I just think he's the best City player I've ever seen. There's no question in my mind anymore, but it's hard to pick a best. If you want an absolute definitive answer out of who's best out of Silva and Di Maria, I'd have to say Silva, purely because I enjoy watching him so much. But there's bound to be my blue tinted specs there kind of choosing that for me.
And what do you think about the physicality of the two players? Do you think that's something that really matters in modern day football for a winger to be big and physical and be able to stand up to challenges? Because like Di Maria and Silva, they're going to get kicked quite a lot.
Yeah, they do, and I think they can both take it, and certainly Silva as well, he gives it back.
Yeah.
But I think when you're that good, it's not as big an issue sometimes as people make out. Obviously, you don't want to see players like that having lumps kicked out of them, which can happen, and it can ruin it. You want to see those players at their best and not being brought down all the time. But, I think they're both good enough to handle it, and they can both give it back themselves. So I don't think there's an issue with either player where that's concerned.
I agree in a way, but I would like to see them a bit more physical. I mean, we saw Ronaldo at United, the way that he bulked up at his time, and now he's an absolute tank, isn't he? While being a winger, and he just hasn't lost any of his pace.
He feels like a one-off to me, though, Ronaldo. I take your point, and it is an interesting point that he definitely developed and tried to become something extra than just a winger or whatever. But yeah, he feels that he's very much on his own, isn't he, Ronaldo? He's probably the best player in the world.
So we can talk about the stats all you want and the heat maps and stupid things like that, but at the end of the day, what matters is goals and assists. Who's going to get the more goals or assists at the end of the season? David Silva or Angel Di Maria?
I'd say it'd be close. I'd say Silva. I'll say, just because I'm a City fan, really.
I'm going to say Di Maria, because I think when Falcao hits top form, that's when you're going to see Di Maria at his best, because he's going to have someone to assist. Right, so you have been watching Full Time Devils and Blue Moon Rising TV. I've been Gaz, this has been Rob. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe. Like, people just think it's okay to slag Rooney off, and you just look at his record, man. He is going to go down as one of the Premier League's best ever goal scorers. It's that simple. I think you've got to put him in there.
And if Falcao proves to be what I think he can be, then possibly him.